So we have a garden that basically planted itself, and if you want a garden that plants itself, you gotta do this. Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to another cozy vlog. My name is Kristen. If you're new, if you're not new, then thank you so much for joining back in today. It's great to see you. We are gonna do a big harvest today. We have lots of stuff to harvest in the garden, and while we're harvesting, I also want to show you how the September garden is looking. It's looking beautiful right now. So I have my harvest baskets and my little wheelbarrow. Let's start harvesting, and I can't wait to show you the garden. It's so beautiful. So before we actually enter the garden, I think I showed this in my last video already, but we got these two new trees and they're so beautiful, especially in autumn and springtime. They're called Judas tree, or also cake tree. This one still has a tag on it. They actually get quite large, like 6 meters tall. And I just planted them here in the beginning of the garden. So one here and one over there. So they would kind of like frame the garden and bring a lot of color in the spring and in the autumn time. So these two are new, and then let's head into the garden. I haven't even had my first coffee yet, so cheers. I love having my morning coffee in the garden. It feels so grounding. And then the morning sun hitting, there's literally nothing better. Okay, so usually we start our garden tours in the front of the garden in my landscaping, but today we're gonna start in the back here in my pumpkin patch and with these super beautiful and tall sunflowers. This year hasn't been honestly the most amazing pumpkin year. I have gotten some pumpkins for sure, but I think because the weather has been so weird this year, the pumpkins just didn't grow so well alongside a lot of other plants. But here is my one and only Atlantic giant pumpkin. It's not that big, but you know, it has a good size. It's the biggest pumpkin I've ever grown, so I'm happy for that. I'm gonna leave it on the vine a little bit more to ripen up. Then we have Hokkaido, so Uchiki Kori here, and you can see all of the plants got hit with powdery mildew, at least the ones that grow here. Then here we have one Uchiki Kori, and this one I think is a cross between Rouge Vif de Temps and Uchiki Kori, which my garden made because I saved seed last year. And this plant is from a pumpkin that I grew from last year, so from saved seed. So I think it's a hybrid at this point. What can happen is that if you have saved seed from a pumpkin that you grew like the year before, it can be that that pumpkin has been pollinated by another pumpkin variety, so it creates a cross species, which is a hybrid. And some of the hybrids can be toxic, like they can, I have to look up what it was again, I'll put it here, but some of the hybrids can be toxic. But usually that is the case if you cross like an ornamental pumpkin with like a culinary pumpkin or something like that. But since both these pumpkins, Rouge Vif de Temps and Hokkaido Uchiki Kori, are both culinary pumpkins, I think we're on the safe side. You will taste if it's toxic, it's gonna be bitter. So if it's bitter, just throw it out. And just also to let you know that if your pumpkin has been cross-pollinated this year, that means the flower that then grows a fruit has been pollinated by another pumpkin variety. Those are definitely safe to eat. You will only get a hybrid from the saved seed. So yeah, you can see the plants are not looking too great, but I have two more of these Turk's turban pumpkins here. I grow them mostly for decor, but they are edible too. And then, like I said, we have this Uchiki Kori, probably crossed with Rouge Vif de Temps, and then a true Uchiki Kori here, and this madness here. I have to show you this. This is literally madness. I planted none of these pumpkin plants here. I planted these sunflowers, but also this pumpkin here I didn't grow. So we have a garden that basically planted itself. And what happened is we tore down our old fence in the spring, and we had to move the composters and like all the soil and everything that was in there. And we had some pumpkin parts from our own garden pumpkins from last year composting in there. So I think some of the seeds gotten out or have been like moved when the soil was moved. And this garden planted itself. Not only do we have pumpkins here, but we also have tomatoes. So I think it really happened, like I have the theory. And the reason why I thought that these were the pumpkins from last year and they haven't been like brought here by like birds or anything else is because this over here is definitely a Rouge Vive de Temps pumpkin, which I did grow last year. There's one more over here. And this one looks more like an uchikikori, to be honest. A huge one though. And we have one more over there. And these plants are doing fantastic. They're not ready to harvest yet, but they're starting to ripen up, at least some of them. And here are the tomatoes that I told you about that also planted themselves basically. So cool. I love volunteers. And so all this planted itself just because we moved our composters in the spring. So if you want a garden that plants itself, you gotta do this. And I also want to mention that these plants here, you can see how large these leaves are, like compared to my hand. They're crazy big. And those plants are a lot healthier than those plants over there. And yes, probably also because of the soil and the area, but these plants have been growing in my garden last year, since they are from my composter literally. And so I think they are better acclimated to the climate and the garden than the other plants. Then here we have these beautiful sunflowers as well. I have been harvesting some heads occasionally. This is the variety Valentine. And then these super tall sunflowers here. Not all of them have come open yet, but some have. Like this one here. How gorgeous is that? So pretty. And I love that they have like multiple heads, so not just one. And honestly, this just screams fall to me. A pumpkin patch and sunflowers. Oh yeah, and here is another one. That is also, I think, Rouge Vive de Temps. That is also a wild pumpkin that came from the composter. So here, growing with the pumpkin patch, we have some snapdragons. I cut them back a while ago. This is the variety tetraploid mix. And I will definitely grow this variety again next year. I thought it was so beautiful. Our first average frost here is October 3 to October 5. So we've just got like, I think like 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks to go. But we have some things growing that can handle some frost. So I'm happy that I had the mental capacity to prepare for fall garden this year. And we have some more sunflowers here that are just coming up now. A lot of parsley still. And some of the parsley has flowered because I planted all of the parsley last year. Then we have this cabbage that we actually need to harvest today. This has been growing since February. It's a conehead cabbage. And I had one more growing over there, but I had harvested that, I think, a month ago. I'm gonna try to twist and turn it. But we might have to cut it. Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. I'm just gonna pull it out. Okay. And we're gonna cut the base and then probably remove a few leaves. Woohoo! Yes, we got some cabbage. Very nice. I'm just gonna remove a few leaves just to be safe that there are no like caterpillars or snails in there. See, there's a snail here. Obviously, I'm gonna wash it. I think I'll remove a little bit more. Okay, our first harvest of the day, this beautiful conehead cabbage. And I'm gonna take this here to the composter. And then all of these pumpkins here, I'm gonna leave at least 1 to 2 more weeks to harvest because some of them still need to ripen up. And I also want my best friend that's coming to visit me in 1.5 weeks to be able to pick some pumpkins from my pumpkin patch here and for her to take home. But we have some other pumpkins to harvest. And I love this pink banana jumbo pumpkin art here. It's truly so pretty. I will share the pumpkins here in just a sec. But let's head into the greenhouse now because there's tons of stuff to harvest in there. So as you can see, I have to duck down in here. It's truly a tomato jungle at this point. And we have so many tomatoes to harvest, so let's get right at it. I'll start here in the back. I don't know if you can even see me. There's so many tomatoes. I have let these get a little out of hand, to be honest. I pruned them heavily back a couple of days ago, but I was away during the summer a couple of times, so this is probably why they have gotten out of hand so much. But I'm not complaining about the tomato abundance though. Look at this clusters. Every time you think you have harvested everything from one spot, you just find more. Look how many tomatoes we have gotten already. And these are all black cherry. Look at these two little small ones, so cute. I believe that we have gotten all of the black cherries in here, but that doesn't mean we're done in here. We have tons of other things to harvest. Let's continue with these snack peppers. This variety is called Yala and Rayla, but I only have these red snack peppers, so I don't know if it's Yala or if it's Rayla because they're supposed to be red or yellow. And these turn straight from green to red, basically, over orange, but they didn't get yellow. But it doesn't matter. These are so good. I swear, these are like super sweet and just so fresh. I love to snack on them. How beautiful do these look? So we've got the snack peppers from the greenhouse. I will also take this Anaheim pepper. And then we have tons of habaneros to harvest. These are the variety Calita Red, and I've just eaten one like a couple of days ago. And it's no comparison to the beginning of the season when they were not that hot, but now they're fire hot. I love it. And I intend to make some hot sauce from them. So let's harvest the red ones. This plant is seriously loaded with habaneros. Also really big ones here sometimes. Then we also have lemon drops ready. I have someone interested in my lemon drops, so they want to take them for hot sauce. So I think I will leave them on here for now. Or maybe I'll take a few for myself. I'll take the ones that are like close to the soil so they don't get bad. Because I also want to use these for hot sauce and maybe dry some of them. There's tons more to ripen up. Here, next to the lemon drops, we also have a lot of cayennes ready. The person who wants the lemon drops also wanted cayennes, so I'm gonna leave most of them on here for a couple of more days, and if they don't come to pick them up, then I will harvest them. But some of them I do need to harvest because they're getting overripe. So I'm gonna take the ones that look like they're gonna shrivel up, that are really like a deep red. And when I say that this plant is loaded, I mean it's loaded. Like, there are so many on here. I'm gonna put this basket in my wheelbarrow for now, and I'm gonna fill this one up a little bit more. Because next up we have meat tomatoes, or I think in the US you call them slicing tomatoes, to harvest. Here is a huge pineapple tomato. It's a little bit overripe, I think, but it will go to sauce making, so it doesn't matter. But look how pretty that is. Once I have harvested like most of the tomatoes, I'm heavily gonna prune all of this stuff back because it's no fun to walk in here. And I'm gonna take this buffalo steak tomato. There's one more big one here. Wow. And there's a lot of green ones more to come. Okay, so I think we're done harvesting in the greenhouse. There's still tons of buffalo steak tomatoes left. Some are already blushing, but we have like tons of them left here. This is absolute crazy. And yeah, then we have a ton of these black cherries left that still have to ripen up. I think these will definitely ripen up until the first frost. We have some more snack peppers, this microberry tomato. Some are actually ready here to pick. Let's just quickly pick these microberries. Oh my god, there's the smallest tomato. It's so cute. Then back here we still have 2 eggplants actually going, although I think this one will not make it. I'm gonna pull it right now, but this one might. This one might still make it. We have gotten a tons of eggplants over here, and then the other day I sowed some radishes over here. This is the 18-day variety, my favorite variety, and some onions are also growing here. And then we have these bell peppers, but they're not ready yet. This one is ripening up though. I think it's changing color to red. These are California Wonder, and this plant is loaded. You can eat them green, but I like them better red or orange. San Marzano that has a lot of big San Marzanos on there, so waiting for those. Oh, and here's another pineapple. Beautiful. These pineapples are definitely my favorite. I actually don't know if I will grow these buffalo steak again next year. They are really prolific and they're beautiful tomatoes, but I like the taste of the pineapple a lot better. These have a very fruity, like sweet taste, and these are also very prolific. And buffalo steak, I feel like they taste a bit more watery, so I don't love their taste. Then here, this is the pink banana jumbo pumpkin. It is huge, and I think it's actually almost ripe. It has been here for quite some time. And this plant has crawled all the way up this trellis and is now coming down. I removed all the leaves here because they got hit with powdery mildew. Then in this bed we have still the cucumbers. There's some cucumbers on here, not a ton anymore, and the plants don't look the healthiest. As you can see, they look very crispy, but they're still producing, and we have gotten a cucumber. I'm gonna let this cucumber grow a little bit more. These are all the variety Nikki 4, and I actually started some new cucumbers the other day. Can see here, and actually I had started some lettuce, but overnight some snail, the seedlings were outside, some snail came and ate my lettuce, so I have to resow that. We have a lot of basil here. I didn't show you all the herbs that we have here. We have like rosemary, and lemon thyme over there as well. But yeah, so I have to re-sow the lettuce because I do want fall lettuce, but I'm not sure if those cucumbers even have time to grow into anything. If they will grow after our first frost, I will definitely keep them in the greenhouse all the time, but I don't think they're gonna make it. I think I just sowed them too late in the season. But it's fine. We have gotten a ton of cucumbers this year. Also these cucumber melons, definitely a favorite of mine, and Crystal also loves these. So these we will definitely be growing again next year. Oh, here's one more. I love these as a snack, and I don't know, they're so great. I just love garden fresh cucumbers, which is why I tried to sow a second round so I would get maybe a fall to winter harvest, but I think it's just too cold. It's gonna be too cold in the greenhouse because it's not a heated greenhouse, and yes, you can heat it with candles, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that, honestly. Oh my god, there's a dragonfly. I don't know if you can see it. It's gone, but there was a dragonfly, so pretty. But yes, so from the greenhouse and the pumpkin arch, we are on our first veggie bed, I want to say, like raised bed. And we have one Hokkaido pumpkin here. It's a mini Hokkaido, and this is, I think, ripe. Yeah, as soon as the tendril or like the stem looks like this and your fingernail doesn't leave an indentation, which it did a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep it until my best friend comes. But this is gonna be ripe to harvest very soon. And then the other day, a lot more of these pumpkins have been pollinated. I don't know if they really have time to grow into anything, but I will try. So yeah, we'll see. Some beautiful marigolds, which I love this year. Then here is another paprika. It's the California Wonder, which I showed you in the greenhouse, but you can see that these plants are significantly smaller, and the fruit is significantly smaller than the ones in the greenhouse. So from now on, I will only grow my peppers in the greenhouse in containers, because the temperature in there is a lot more stable and a lot warmer. And the weather outside, I think I've said this before, has been so weird this garden season, but I just spotted another cucumber melon. Then we have an Anaheim peppy here that's turning red already, so you're gonna take it. And the sunflowers are just now opening up. There are some open here already. These are the righty teddy bear, and I love these. They're so beautiful and they look so cute. These I will definitely grow again next year. Just so pretty. Look how the sun is coming out for them. Doesn't this just scream fall to you? I love that. And then we have these hot peppers here. They are called Poseidon, but they're supposed to be red, so I'm gonna let them be there a little bit longer. And then here we have a lot more microberries to harvest. But before we harvest those microberries, I just want to show you, here's another pumpkin. This is called Lunga Gigante di Napoli, I believe. Lungo Gigante di Napoli, yes. And it has, I'm not sure, I think there's another pumpkin down there in that grass area. But this one here has been here a longer time already. So I want to harvest it, kind of, I don't know. But I don't know if it's ripe or not. Let's see the fingernail test. I mean, it actually might be ripe, to be honest. It's really hard. Can you hear that? It's like rock hard. Maybe it's ripe. I think I'm gonna take it. Pumpkin. Wow, okay. It's huge. My goodness. And they're supposed to be orange on the inside and green on the outside. Wow, look at this pumpkin. So usually when you harvest pumpkins, you want to wait for the vine to be completely dead. For example here, this vine is definitely dead. It's not gonna grow into anything anymore, so we'll harvest those also. I need to sharpen these scissors also. Shoot. Okay. Oh wow, okay. I think maybe these need to ripen a bit more, but I think they will ripen off the vine. Wow, this is heavy too. Okay. Wow, two beautiful pumpkins. I have never tried these, so I don't know if I like this variety or not, but I mean they look pretty. They're huge too. So this one we're gonna leave also until Steffi comes. We have another one of those banana jumbo pumpkins growing here in the pumpkin arch. I don't think it has time enough to really grow into anything, but we'll see. See, here's this other Lungo Gigante di Napoli pumpkin. Let me take this basket, ooh, it's heavy, and also put it in the wheelbarrow. So we can move on to the next bed. So in this bed we have some dill that went to seed, and we also have a ton of carrots. I'm not gonna harvest all of these right now just because we still have in the fridge, and we have some purple variety here and then just some orange varieties, and I did do a carrot harvest video, so if you want to watch that you can see how beautiful these carrots are. Actually, I can harvest one to show you just as an example of how beautiful these are. Take one from here. Okay, maybe not the best example, but let's harvest these here. And these are actually on the smaller side. We have gotten so large carrots from this bed. So we'll just put these carrots here with the pumpkins. Then in this bed where the carrots are, this is the area where I just harvested the carrots a couple of weeks ago. And I planted these leeks that I started from seed, and they are actually looking super good. They are growing nice and tall and thick. And then we have some beans here. The snails have done their damage on these as well. Snails are a big problem this year in my garden. I had put out a beer trap and that seemed to help a little bit. So maybe now these beans are recovering a little bit. Then here are more green beans. This is the dwarf garden bean, Merveille de Piedmont. So they're bush beans, not a pole variety. And they're like this violet color, kind of. Then here I have sowed parsley root a couple of weeks ago as well. It's doing all right. We had beautiful lettuce growing here, and now we have this field lettuce, I think it's called, or you can call it like winter lettuce. I think it's this small variety, and I have some other garden lettuce varieties growing here currently. I do succession sowing with most of the things that I grow, and lettuce is one of them. I like to have a constant supply of lettuce in my garden. Then I had these zinnias here, or I have these zinnias here. They're called giant wine, but I don't know if they will grow into anything because you can see the snails have done their damage on that one too. This lettuce here is starting to bolt, so I'm gonna pull it today. Ew, some snails, of course. We're gonna remove those lower leaves definitely. I removed a lot of leaves because the snails were really active on this one, but it's okay. We have gotten a ton of lettuce from this bed, so it's okay that this one is a little bit smaller. And as long as it's like free of pests, I'm fine. And if you remember my dilemma that I thought I had zucchini sowed, but I didn't. They turned out to be pumpkins. And then I re-sowed zucchini basically because I didn't have any zucchini growing in my garden this year. And now these plants are producing. I have one here. This is for row age, and one over there, Wanda, and they have given us beautiful zucchinis already. And there are more on here. Beautiful. So pretty. And this one, I think I will let it grow a little bit more. So for this bed, I think that's mostly it. One more thing that we have growing here is snapdragons. This is the variety Antiquity. Gorgeous color. Though I do love this tetraploid mix the most. And this one here is 20H Apple Blossom. And I love how dainty and like beautiful feminine these look. I think these I will definitely grow again next year. And we have some sage here that's not doing its best. I think I need to water this bed. But just how pretty do these snapdragons look. And I actually liked that I didn't have any zucchini growing because I didn't get drowned by zucchinis this year, which is definitely nice. Let's see if there's one here too. I don't think there is. I just harvested here a couple of days ago. This plant definitely isn't as healthy as this plant over there. And then lastly, in this bed here, I have one more of these teddy bear sunflowers, the zucchini, Wanda, as you saw. We have some cilantro that went to seed. It's producing coriander at the moment. So coriander is the seed of cilantro, and you can use it as a spice also, which is what I'm doing. We have some more of these calendulas. I cut these back very heavily the other day, and they're kind of rebouncing, so that's nice. And then what we have to harvest from here definitely is potatoes. So this is the undergrad variety, and I sowed them on 8th of July. This was like my second round of potatoes. You can see all of the plants have died back. The potato bed was originally this one, and we have gotten a huge harvest off of that. We have gotten like 34 kilos of potatoes from that one bed, and I think like one more row in another bed. So we really don't need more potatoes, but I am still blessed to have gotten a second round that actually made it. So let's see what we have gotten from here, and let's dig them up. I don't even know where we're gonna put those potatoes because this cart is basically full already. But I'm gonna get, I think, a crate so we can put them in there. Okay, let's see. I have some red beets growing here, so I'll try to avoid digging anything of those up. Okay, let's see. Ooh! Wow, nice potatoes. Beautiful. Find some more. Wow. I didn't honestly expect to get a second round. I thought frost would come before they do anything, but they did flower, so wow. Let's see if we can find more. Wow, okay. Nice ones. Yes, somewhere here. And I'm gonna do a big potato processing day in the next couple of weeks, where I'm gonna process a lot of my potatoes. I want to turn them into homemade fries to store in the freezer, and some other things like mashed potatoes that I will have on hand also from my freezer. So we'll see. Okay, so I've managed to get all the potatoes out, and I made the soil looking all nice again. And this is everything we have gotten from, I think I put like 4 potatoes in there. You can see one is a little bit green, but the other ones are honestly perfect. It's not a huge harvest, of course, but I also only put like 4 potatoes in there. So I think it's still a quite alright harvest. And I'm just happy we actually got potatoes at all from that spot, because I was really not sure if they're gonna do anything. But what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna resow that area. We don't have a ton of time. I think we have 3.5 to 4 weeks until we get frost. So what we're gonna sow there is a radish. This one is called Riesenbutter. They're these large round radishes, and they're supposed to be able to grow until like October, including October. So we'll sow them there and maybe we will get a harvest, hopefully. So here is the amendment. I'm just gonna sprinkle it all over here. And this will compost down within a couple of weeks. And then I'm gonna dig, like, with my trowel, a little trench. I like stuff that grows in rows. If you know me, you know that is like a thing of mine. I like when stuff grows in rows. So we're gonna have them grow in rows. Of course, it's very windy today, like always, which is not the greatest when you're working with seed tape. I'm gonna put my tag here. We're gonna close the soil. I always like close it very lightly. I don't really pack it down. I just pat it a little bit, and then that's it. Okay, so we're almost done with harvesting and the garden tour. Here I have my garlic chives. I sowed these, or I planted these from seed last year, and they have done amazing this year, and I love to have them in the garden. They're one of my favorite things to harvest, especially for like salad dressings and stuff, and just cooking in general. They have such a beautiful flavor, and they're butterflower, as you can see, which is funny because usually chives flower in spring, but these here flower apparently in autumn. Then I have another teddy bear sunflowers here that are just opening up. One more calendula here. I have another round of carrots growing here. These are the red giants, and this winter lettuce or field lettuce. And then here are green beans. These are dwarf French green beans, the variety Maxi, I think. And we have to harvest some of these. I already harvested some of them yesterday evening. We had them for dinner on the grill with some potatoes. So good. And our pear tree is doing amazing. Oh no, it has some wasps. I think these are actually cherry wasps. I didn't know they can go on, like this larvae or something. I didn't know they can go on pears too. I'm just gonna pull these leaves off. So gross. So we have to take care of that. I don't want to use any like pesticide or anything, so I just try to manually remove it. Then these blueberries have done so well. We have gotten so many blueberries from them this year, and I think next year will be even a greater harvest. And we have some cranberries growing on these plants. Not as much as last year, but we have some cranberries growing. And I love just how these plants look in general. Like, I just love the look of them. They're one of my favorites. Then this plum tree is also doing so good. And I think some plums might be ready to harvest. They should be very yellow. So like this one kind of. And they're actually, yeah, I think they're ready. So let's see. Let's try one. It's really juicy. Last year we planted this tree there actually, and we have gotten plums last year already also. So I know how they taste. I know that they're good, but they are really sweet. And so now I think I'll take the ones that look ripe, because I just don't want the bugs to go in there. These plums are too good to go to waste. Take this. And this is the variety Mara. Then I'll just show you quickly the landscaping here. Everything looks fine. All the trees are doing well that we put here, like the little pines. And then this lavender has exploded. I think next year, if it survives the winter, I'm gonna look for a new spot for it because it's kind of like growing in the way. Probably gonna put it like there somewhere. Then we have some dahlias coming through. This very beautiful orange one here. And these pink ones here that are called Park Princess. They're so pretty. We have some more salmon gleam nasturtiums. More of the orange dahlias. Oh, a caterpillar. Do you see that? What kind of caterpillar is that? I don't know. But these are so pretty. I don't remember the name of these dahlias, but they're insanely pretty in my opinion. Violets there, wild violets. We have sweet woodruff, which I do want to harvest before frost comes because I want to make some liquor infused with this. It's super good. It's a thing in Germany. We have our strawberries here that are still blooming and pushing out little strawberries. This is the variety Ostara, and they basically produce all year until frost comes. Oh no, one dahlia here didn't make it. That's sad. Maybe it will make it if we put it in a vase. I'll put it on into my harvest, wheelbarrow at this point. Maybe we can harvest a little bouquet as well. Let's see. We'll put these here. This one here as well. This Park Princess here, it's too far gone, so I'm just gonna deadhead it so the plants will keep producing. But we can take this other Park Princess over here. Yes, so cute. So we have some different dahlias here. I think they're really pretty. And we'll put them here. Okay, so here is everything that we have harvested today on our garden and harvest tour. In September, it's a very abundant harvest. I think the most abundant harvest yet. I'm just blown away how productive the garden is still in September this year. It's crazy to me. Thank you, garden, for this abundance. So I've got to go now and take care of all of these garden goodies. I don't want to go them to waste. And if you have made it this far, then thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate that you took time out of your day to spend some time with me here in my garden and on my channel and watched me harvest these beautiful garden goodies here. If you enjoy videos or content like this in general, then please consider subscribing or leaving a nice comment down below. And with that being said, never forget, you are worthy, you are loved. I hope you have the most amazing day, and I hope to see you back on my channel next time. Bye!